And welcome back, people, for race 2 this evening. You join us in the post lobby where we left off for race 1. And we have a friendly face in the comms box. Go ahead, Rich. Give us a little rundown of how you think that race went.
Fourth place! Yeah! Oh, I'm
uh,
over the moon with that. That is, yeah, that is dream come true stuff, chaps. It really is. Car wouldn't have counted on that at all. Yeah, I'm speechless. I'm absolutely over the moon. Over the moon.
Very well done. Well done. I think you needed that. I think.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time coming, isn't it? It's been long. I thought it had all gone to pot as well. I think lap 1, Dom went into the back of me. I think it was just it got missighted. So I thought that was it. But thankfully, I kept the car on the track, and there didn't seem to be sort of much aero damage, and yeah, just sort of kept it clean. Had a really clean race after that, and sort of a few people fell either side of me. Matty Heaton was on me for the 3/4 of it.
Yeah, we picked up on. He was gaining, and then he kind of pulled a bit forward, and then he gained.
I was looking at it. He's like, "Oh, that's right. I'm safe. I'm 3 seconds ahead." Then look down half a lap later, and he's like half a second behind me. It's like, oh my god, I just can't get away from him. No, kept him at bay. But he kept it clean the whole way. And yeah, I'm over the moon. Over the moon.
But it does mean you are starting at the back. Are you absolutely going for it?
I don't know. I'm going to, again, play it out, see what happens. It worked for that race. I've got pace. I can keep it clean. I think I'm just so relieved about race 1. Just send me to the back. I'll do what I can. But, yeah, it's... it'd be interesting. First time it's ever happened. The first time I've ever had to start from the back. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Obviously, we can't see what's going on the rest of the race, so I don't know whether there was much action behind us. Was there many offs?
There was a fair bit, to be fair.
Yeah.
We caught a lot of... We caught Dom having a little moment. We caught Lloyd having a moment. We caught Bart Tonks having a fair few moments, sadly.
Rich, you might know on this. Did Davis have a moment at the start of the race?
Yes, he forgot to press drive.
Right,
No.
that makes sense.
We were chatting away, and he was like, I've not done drive. I'm in the pits." I was like, "Oh god." So yeah, he. I mean, to be fair, he had a great recovery, but yeah, it's
With that noted,
it's
then,
not,
yeah, he's done really well, hasn't he?
he had an awesome recovery for that. I mean, he was like, "Oh, I hope they don't think it's me sort of avoiding the spray." It was like, "Mate, the size of the pit lane in this place, you'd be mad to start in the pit lane. I don't think anyone's going to blame you for that." But no, he had a really good race as well. So yeah, as a team, we've done great. We're buzzing. So let's go race 2.
And also, just to add to that excitement, we have put you forward for driver of the race, but gives alongside other people because we couldn't decide.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
I would take
forward.
I would take a vote. That would be nice. I would take one of those.
I don't know. You might disagree. You can have an opinion on this, but we put forward Kingston just because, out and out, he just drove without faultlessly, 15 seconds ahead. Put yourself forward. Obviously, 4th position, great result. Heaton, again, I think really good drive. Morris and Stevens too.
Yeah, I mean, in these conditions, anyone that kept it clean and kept it competitive has got to be up there. So, I will be humble with that, no problem at all.
So yeah, we put a few forward because first we went yourself, but then we felt it was also unfair to disregard everyone else who's done well as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, completely. I mean, it's anyone that got round and finished this race is enough to deserve some kudos because it was horrendous driving. That it really was. So yeah, driving the race is going to be a tough job, mate. It's going to be a tough job. So I will await the results.
And on that, where would you rank it in level of hardness of the races you've done? Was it one of the hardest races? Even though you come 4th, it could still be one of the hardest races.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, even last season when we were in the Ferrari, Suzuka was wet like this, and that was a sprint race, and that was up until now, my sort of best showing. I qualified really well. I think I qualified 4th at race 2, and it was only due to an incident that I ended up getting taken out and losing 3rd. So I seem to suit the wet. I don't know whether I don't feel particularly quick in the wet. I just don't think it slows me down as much as other people. So wet races seem to suit me. I don't particularly enjoy them, but somehow I end up being quick. So
someone's moving in the pits, and that shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Rich.
Seen him drive past me, cheeky sausage.
That's
that Balsillie, isn't it?
Is
Is it not?
Oh no, it's not.
No, it's not Michael. It's not Michael.
trying to.
I reckon
There we go.
that's-
Oh.
It's Jack Harrison,
Harrison.
I think. Oh, it's Jin
Oh.
Harrison, I should say.
I think he might be a new guy, so we might let him off
wait, he
that.
stopped.
might
He,
not
he's
understand.
eyes
He's
realised
stopped. Yeah,
he's gone back.
He's been
gone
told
back.
we're all good. So yeah, so you know, I seem to do all right in the wet. So I didn't particularly enjoy it. It's not a nice track to do when there's puddles everywhere. But you know, it seems to work. So the Honda seems to like it around here. So yeah, you know, can't complain. Cannot complain.
Well,
No.
there you go. Well, massive
Brilliant.
congratulations on fourth. If you go on, I'll let you speak for a bit. If you have to explain.
It's alright. I was just gonna very quickly ask Rich, is that your best finishing position of your FDSR career?
It is 100%.
Oh.
I got P6 at Mount Panorama on my very first race in season 1, and since then it's all been a big pile of doo doo.
Now I know that. And we retract the nominations and do Richard's driver of the race. Can we do that? Is that unfair?
I feel like
Go
now,
on.
I feel like now we've said it. We will discuss off air. We will discuss off air.
Fair enough. No, I'll take that. But no, yeah, best position. As I say, I was on for a third at Spa, but that didn't come off. So yeah, again, banging happy with that. Banging.
Well done, mate. Well done. I'm really, really happy for you, because if anyone deserves it after that horrible, horrible season in the Ferrari, it's you and Alan, mate. So well done.
Really appreciate it.
Viewers know, in between race 1 and 2 recordings, Rich Geville's good raw expression, and that was very, very happy.
I come flying in the comms box with a bottle of champagne and sprayed the both of you. Yeah.
He was like that meme where the guy finishes in P3 and he's kissing the woman,
That's
he's
it.
getting the medal.
I mean, there's going to be an inquest into how being P4 I managed to get champagne, but I nicked it off of one of the top guys and came in and sprayed you both with it. So there you go. Right, I'm going to run away. I've got to go and. Oh no, I don't get a qualifier. No, I'm going to say you chat some more. Well, I'm not allowed to. Never had that before.
That's why I was keeping you.
If you want, we are riding currently on board with Dominic Ingalls, so you can have a look at the same thing as we are if you want. And,
I will flick it over. I do need to mess around with a bit of a setup, but yes, I will have a look and see what's going on.
we think that Dom could be a good shout for Paul, purely because he had his incident and he was way down the order, but he seemed to have decent pace and he clawed his way back.
He was very quick in practice, and we also noticed he could come in and do 2 laps and be competitive, so it didn't take him long, and I think that's just Dom all over. He doesn't need much warm-up to get quick, you know. He's very, very consistent. He's a very professional driver. The guy knows this, seems to know this Aston Martin around like the back of his hand, so yeah, if he can get some space here, I think he's well on for pole, because obviously a lot of the fast guys have been taken out.
No, absolutely.
What would be your prediction, Rich?
Who's left? That's the question. Best, something happened to John Beaton. I think he's going to be quick. Tonks has got some pace, but I think he had another moment. Obviously, Foster had a drive-through, didn't he?
Yeah, he got it on the last lap, literally.
He
where
gave me
Dom is,
fourth place.
where Dom is now, he had a moment and cut the chicane, got a drive.
Yeah, the chicane is where you're going to get the cut. I got a cut at the chicane, and so did Alan. So that is definitely the place where the penalties are going to come from. Foster's going to be up there. Actually, Foster, I forgot that he'd gone out and qualifying, so I reckon Foster for pole with Ingle in a close second is my prediction.
To be honest,
I would be inclined to agree.
yeah, you're not far off where I was in my mind. I think Bart will surprise everyone and get a pole. Actually, we forgot about Adam. Adam's a clash out for qualifying pole, isn't he? So I think there's going to be some quick times getting banged in here for pole. I tell you what, 42.9 will come down because the fastest lap in the race was at 39. So
We noticed in qualifying 1 that I put my decent qualifying lap in on the last lap, and I was a second quicker than my previous. You know, this track really does open up not a dry line, but a drier line. You know, it's so slippery when it's first out there. So these times are going to come down.
Yeah.
It'll be who are the quick guys that is the last one over the line will be the quickest. I would assume.
Quick question before you need to shoot. How much do you guys talk to during a race? Do you all chat, or is it just you and Alan? Or?
So me and Alan have got our own comms, so it's just me and him on. I know quite a lot of the guys are in the general chat, and they kind of have a proud badge, if you like, that they all wear. That they all just get on and there's banter flying around and there's all sorts going on as they're racing, which I can't do. I need to concentrate, but some of them all really go for it. I know Paul's a big player in that, and Scott stays in there. So yeah, I'd love to listen in one day, but I couldn't concentrate with it. But apparently there's all sorts flying around in that chat.
No, fair enough. I was interested because obviously you were saying about you and Alan were speaking, so I assumed you would have had that, which is quite good to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it just helps.
Yeah.
It's also handy to have another set of eyes around the track. You know, if he's 4 or 5 cars ahead of me and he sees something happen, he can pre-warn me. You know, it just makes sense to have comms of some description. But I know a lot of the guys.
Someone's gone straight on there.
Dom,
oh dear.
that looks like a wheel failure. Because
it looks like a brake failure, doesn't it? Something's gone on there.
His pedals or his wheels or something that must have failed because he just didn't stop, did he?
Just disconnected, maybe. Who knows? Right, I've got to run, chaps. As much as I've enjoyed this, I've got to go and jump in my car. So enjoy that champagne, have fun, and I'll speak to you at the end.
See you later.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
See ya. Well, there you have it. 2 of the people we predicted at the top there, Adam Foster on pole, Bart Tonks P2, only a 10th off. Another story of what could have been for Bart Tonks. I'm genuinely gutted to see him have so many moments. I hope he does a lot better in this second race.
I think Bart could do well, but I think Foster would not spoils it, and I don't mean it like that, but spoils the chance of the other guys because he got the drive-through, but is what it is, I suppose. It's the way the cookie crumbles.
You're not wrong, mate. You are not wrong. Let's have a little look at this order then. Alan, P5. That's a good result, that. Let's have a look. Who else? Lloyd Reed, P6. If he can keep that thing pointing in the straight and narrow this second race, hopefully he can recover some of the points lost just from having his moment. Any surprise? I suppose Dom with whatever happened there in P11, that'll be a surprise. Let's see how he's more than capable of cutting through the pack since we watched it live in effect for most of it. Anybody else other than your last starters? I would say there's no real surprises there. So, yep, that is the running order for race 2. Obviously, as we mentioned in the last video, the top 5 of race 1 can't qualify. So, interestingly, Doug, the way it's lined up, I thought this would have been the other way around. Kingston starts P17 and I thought he would have started dead last.
Does it depend on which way admin disqualify?
It could be. I wonder if it gets manually adjusted. I'll keep an eye.
I'm sure admin mentioned that it can manually disqualify him through code. So it could be in what order you get disqualified potentially to do with that.
It could be, and I suppose the other thing is these guys can just manually sort it out themselves, can't they? Where to start.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, very true.
So, right, very keen to see how our 2 arguably faster guys, Kingston and Casatarash, come through the pack.
It's kind of a weird setup when you look at it. You've got 2 faster guys at the back and you've got 2 of the faster guys who are usually up there anyway at the front as well, so it'd be interesting to see what kind of happens.
Yeah, I'm expecting Kingston not to get a podium, but definitely to be flirting with the top 5.
Should we make bottom 5 predictions?
Bottom 5? Oh, we can't be that harsh.
No, as in like bottom 5 now, who are going to be, where are you going to be after the race, if you know what I mean? So like Kingston, who got reverse grid.
All right,
do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I reckon Kingston's going to be 7th.
Okay.
Casatarash behind in... Oh, I haven't seen Casatarash cut through. We know Kingston cut through from last season because he did it last season. Casatarash maybe 10th. Bakehouse 15th. Heaton... I'm losing it now. 16th. And then Arnold, I think, won't be... I think he'll just be happy to finish the race. I think he's too excited from race 1, so 17th and just get a few places caught up.
Yeah.
That was a really bad idea, man. I shouldn't have advised that idea. That went downhill very, very quickly.
I thought you did quite well there. It was a good feature. We'll make that Luke's feature every week.
Definitely not. Definitely not. I wish I never said it. I thought, oh, it's quite funny actually, but it's not. It's actually quite hard to predict.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, I'd try.
I think we are going to be. I think I'm sceptical to suggest that there'll be loads of overtakes purely because of the rain, but I feel like
Yeah, I think I did forget that in my predictions.
we're going to get treated to a really good second race. And
Is
I
it
can
dark
see.
for the second race as well?
Oh yeah, it's a 10 o'clock start, so it's a very late one. Look at that track temp, by the way, 13 degrees. This is
That's what 5 degrees ago last time.
if
Last race, sorry.
if was it? I think it was about
It was
18, wasn't
18 and
it?
21, was it? 18 and
Yeah,
21. So yeah, it's about 5 degrees ish lower.
I tell you what, if people haven't changed the setup, that could be a massive thing. I know it's only a 20-minute race, but that could be the difference between finishing in the top 10 or out of the top 10.
You haven't gone green, have we? Oh,
No.
I was going to say, for a minute, going to go away, bounced across. I was like, have you started?
No.
I've lost all my form. I've used up all my energy in the first race, all my good ideas in the first race, and it's gone now.
It's okay, Luke. We've got another week to refine this.
Yeah.
We'll come back stronger.
I just can't perform without Mike.
This is it. Mike is life, and
Mike is good glue.
It's easy. Yeah, he is the glue in this paper mache that we call the comms box.
The virtual comms box.
I'm sure he's having a good time, and it's good to have some time off and time away from everything. So
He's living a dream, quite literally.
He is driving the tracks that we pure peasant sim racers can only drive on our PCs.
Where's he been? Spa already?
He's been to Spa already, and he's lapped the Nürburgring GP, and then he's going to be doing the Nordschleife, I think, in the next few days.
Well, there you go. I think I'll give up comms for that. Anyway, we're about to go green, I think.
Yes, we are. We are approaching the final chicane. Bart Tonks seems to be doing the Max Verstappen tactic of urging Adam along. He seemed to be juttering there. They are side by side. Look at that glow of the headlights in the background. We are going to go.
ATC is a beautiful game.
It certainly is, and we are going to go green in Zolder. And this is going to be very critical into turn one. Looks like Adam's already done and dusted with that one. As Beaton flirted with going up the inside of Bart Tonks there. Way off on the outside. Oh, it looked very slippy there. Can't see anything in the background there. I don't know if
it looked a bit messy then. I think it looked a bit messy. It was a bright blue car, but looked a bit out of shape.
There's a couple of guys coming out of the pits there. I wonder if that's just the bottom five. Maybe as they start from the pits being DQ'd.
Potentially, actually, yeah, that's a good shout.
I just noticed it on the track map as well, so here we go. On the opening lap, you have Mr. Foster P1, closely followed by Bart Tonks. Hopefully these two can keep it on the road. No drive-throughs, no spins. We want to see a nice clean battle for the lead. Beaton P3 looking to improve big time on that race one there. We have Michael Mooney in P4. Dominic Ingle already up into P5, Doug. P5 already after starting P10, P11. So
what a man.
That's an incredible start. We will have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully he doesn't have any moments. Any other big movers so far? Doesn't really look like it. I tell you what's surprising there is Wes Beekhouse and Matt Heaton are all the way down in P20 and P21, so I wonder what's happened there.
Oh yeah, it's strange.
I'm just going to flick all the way back. Heaton and Wes just... Yeah, I feel like we're going to go past this incident.
Have you seen where Arnold is gone ahead of Kingston and Kazasrash?
Yeah.
What's happened there? I don't mean that in a defensive way, but what's happened there? Because it's weird that they've stayed back, but Arnold managed to progress out of the group.
I don't know what's happened there. Oh, that's Prescott going through the gravel there. Very, very slowly going through the gravel. There's a move there. That looks like the McLaren of Zuber. Let's see if I can flick on board with that. Oh, he's gone wide though. He goes wide at turn one, and that allows Scott Balsini through, and Shepherd is having a look. Don't know if he's going to sneak through. Seems to be plenty of action going on in the background, trying to keep up with it all. So I'll flick back now towards Shepherd and Jaden Harrison. Harrison being hurried along by Kingston. No surprises there. I think this is another classic case of when, not if. Probably down into the chicane. Harrison, one of our new guys in the league, I think. I don't think he was there last week, and I don't think. So I think this is season debut. Kingston getting a little bit too eager there. Just needs to take his time as he gets a much better run out of the chicane. Look at that. Oh, he got a little bit of a wobble over the crest though, and he's on the dirtier race line. A couple of puddles there, but yeah, that's a good car.
A little bit of racing there by Harrison.
Yeah, it was clean, wasn't it? Clean, side by side. That's what we want to see. That's what we're here for. More of that, please, gentlemen. I'm just going to keep an eye on the timings because I'm scared to miss anything. But I think we'll see.
Foster setting the fastest lap.
He is.
Expected. As usually expected, isn't he?
Dominic Ingle, half a second off the back of Michael Mooney. I expect to see Dominic Ingle pop up into P3, so I'm going to flick
Podium is
to that.
within reach.
He's alongside. He's alongside. It's certainly not written off the cards, is it? He's going to make the move. He's done.
Done it.
It's P3.
Yeah, signed, sealed, delivered. Stamp on it, sends it.
Classic Daniel Ricciardo from Luke Dugdale there, and we love to see. Someone's gone off in the background. That could be any one of Lloyd, Graham. It could be Alan. I'm going to put my money on Lloyd Reed, but it may not be. I could be completely wrong with that. It could have been someone further back. Bart Tonks dropped down to 10th. Luke, what's that all about?
Oh, yeah. Oh no. Oh dear. What are you going on?
Bart.
I don't want to speak too soon in case he did get caught by someone else, but if it's inconsistency, Bart, we told you last season.
My heart aches for Bart Tonks.
He deserves so much more. He deserves to be up there battling.
He does. That's a shame, that, because he could have had a really strong race too. Man. I'm going to flick to Dan Stevens because it seems to be. I missed a move there. That's Balsini. Looks like he was going wide at the chicane.
On the raggy version of Zolder.
He's going to come under massive pressure here from Zubber, and yep, Zubber sneaks through. That's into P11. Scott down to P12. There's a little gaggle of cars here. I'm gonna stick with Alex Kingston if I can, because I feel like
he's
going to see
tasty.
a couple of moves. Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to try and keep an eye on Dominic Ingle's gap to Beaton as well. If you see anything, Dougie, on the timings, please shout.
Yeah, Arnold has dropped back 20th.
Man, that's not good. That must have been a moment.
Keaton is still, he's 18th, Harrison 17th, Casatrash 16th, Shepard 15th. Nothing too jumping out at me there, what's unusual.
No, it's not really unexpected that those guys are still sort of down there, is it? Especially with how these races tend to go. Kingston, though, definitely on the move and probably the most likely, like we said, to flirt with the top 5. He just seems to have so much pace.
Extra speed he goes wrong there, yeah. I think it's one of them where he needs to not get frustrated being stuck behind without sounding rude. He just needs to head.
Yeah,
just make a move when he can make moves.
Just needs to trust in his own ability. I mean, he's made up 2 places there. I think Scott Balsini went right, and he's just cruised up to the back of Montanino and managed to get past the chicane. So up into P12 already, and we're only 3 laps in.
Top 10, I don't think he's out of reach. It's going to be a struggle. I think he's 4 seconds gap to 10th, so. It's not going to be easy, and Tonks is 10th position as well. So.
No, and it is a possibility. His Bart is getting very close to the back of Dan Stevens there. The one thing I will say is that these cars are all pretty close together.
Someone's gone wide at the back.
Was that Kingston making a mistake at the back? It was.
It was.
Kingston's back in P12. Wow, I didn't expect that. I wonder if he's got caught out by Zubber's braking zone or something, because that's a bit unexpected.
Or spray, because I suppose he hasn't experienced spray last race, did he, really?
That's very true. Could be a possibility. We will just have to keep second guessing ourselves. But Bart flirting with the behind of that Porsche of Dan Stevens, looking to improve. Obviously, he slipped back a little bit, but certainly has the pace to threaten these guys and get back past. And I think one thing, Dougie, that's going to bode well for Kingston and all the guys behind is just how close all of these are in terms of battling, as it looks like Dan made a little mistake there and just touched the grass.
Is that what it was? I thought Tonks might have made contact, but I think might have been away looked, to be fair.
No, I genuinely think Dan just ran a little bit wide there, sadly.
Right, fine. To be fair, I looked up as it happens. I'll take your word for it.
Right, is there any other close battles? I'm going to flick to Morris. He's had a good evening, Morris. He seems to have been pretty
Very
consistent.
good evening, actually,
Yeah. Be interesting to see the driver for race 1. If we do go with that, I know obviously there was talk we might just give it straight to Rich Arnold, but we'll wait and see. We've got another 11 minutes to decide what we want to do.
He's got brownie points for coming into the comms box, that's why.
Yeah, that's all it is. Andy's in the Honda, so you know we have to show the Honda bias for Mike being missing.
In honour of Mike, yeah.
Yep. That V10 bias. I tell you what, Dougie, as well. Lloyd Reed in P5, what an improvement that is, and he's keeping.
Oh yeah.
He's keeping it going as well. If he has a mistake-free 10 minutes, that's a class recovery from race 1.
Also, how are we halfway through already?
I can't
feel
believe
like we've
it.
got 2 laps.
I can't believe it. We've only done 5 laps. It's just gone really quick. Oh man. So
Foster out there
and
doing his thing as usual now.
Look who's got the fastest lap as well, Dougie. It's our man again, Dominic
Ingle.
Ingle.
Also, have you seen how much gaps have come down between
Yeah.
Ingle and Foster? If you want to go that far up.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to jump onto. I'm just going to stay with this because it looks like Graham might make a move on Lloyd. I just don't want to miss it. I'm going to go with the onboard. I tell you what,
It's awful.
it looks worse, doesn't it, with the headlights? It's
Yeah.
like driving in the snow.
Yeah, that is awful. It's like white pieces of paper coming towards you constantly.
That is brutal. Oh, that might be a track limit cut there for Lloyd Reed. Don't want to be doing too much of that. A drive-through with this short a time of race is definitely not what you want. You just will not recover it.
Definitely, ask Adam.
Rich Arnold down in P20. That's a shame. But I think he won't care with that P4, will he?
I think he was too excited about P4 to even care about the next race. I actually think he wanted to stay in the comms box with us, to be honest.
He could have. There's, the more the merrier. We are usually a trio. I'm just looking. Kevin DeHaan is quite close, and Alex Kingston is as well. So I'm going to flip to Kingston. It looks like this will be another case of when, not if. Let's go back to Kevin DeHaan.
But again, for Stevens, a 9th and a 10th place, I think he'll be happy with as well.
Definitely, it's it's just more points for the championship.
Consistency is key.
Yeah, you only win the lottery if you buy a ticket, and he's just keeping it on the black stuff and keeping it going, and he's not taking any huge risks. So I think he'll be very happy with tonight, especially if the Porsche isn't necessarily handling particularly well. That's a solid result, and we know how good Kevin is. So yeah, he'll be really happy with that. Bart into P9. I wonder if they'll creep onto the back of Kevin though. That we'll have to keep an eye on that.
I think he will do, but how long he stays behind DeHaan, I don't know.
I will say Kingston up into P10. So
5-second gap now. I don't know how quickly he can shot that gap down.
Excuse me. He's took 6 laps there to get up to P10. So let's see how he goes for another. There's probably another. I mean, we did what? I can't remember how many laps we did there in race 1, but I'd say.
Well, I think if he catches Tonks to the back of Tonks, he has the ability to get to DeHaan as well. I think if he manages to catch Tonks.
Well, everyone's sort of a second back from Morris, aren't well from Lloyd. So like the gap to Lloyd to Morris is a second, then to Allen's 1.5. So if he can close down that 5 seconds, you can't rule out the top 5 finish.
That is very true, actually.
Is there anyone else? Casaterash is finally on the back of Scott Balseeley. I think we might see a move very shortly. We'll stick with this battle.
I don't think Balseeley will make it easier.
No, he won't. Absolutely not. Scott just doesn't quite have the time to practice anymore, but we do know. I mean, very early in season 1, he was one of the contenders. I got very alarmed there because I saw a blue dot on the track map, but then I realised it's just Prescott in the pits.
Is it just me also? It might be different. When I've got a fast guy behind me, I almost like to prove that I can still drive and defend quite well. Although you're faster than me, I still like to prove that I can keep you behind me if I need to.
No,
That's just me.
I think a lot of people are like that, to be honest. But do you find as well that when you're defending, you don't necessarily spend all your time staring in the mirrors like you would think?
No, sometimes it's better just to look forward and crack on.
Yeah.
And the half time,
like
you end up naturally defensive anyway.
Yeah,
or taking a faster line, so it's harder to pass anyway.
You sort of figure out, don't you, like where the overtake's going to be. So you either position your car before it and anticipate that the move's blocked, or
Balsi with a drive for it.
oh man, that is an absolute disaster with 6 minutes to go as well. Not mincing my words there, but that's really that's a bit on the poor side, really, isn't it? You don't want them to drive through, not in these type of races.
I think it's a disappointing night for him tonight. I think that's the way I describe it.
No, I agree. Alex Kingston, absolutely flying along. That gap was
2
4
seconds
seconds,
gap.
wasn't it? And it's 2 now.
It was 5.
Sorry, it was 5.
Wow.
Now he's in some clean air. I'll be interested to see if the fastest lap gets taken from Dom.
Foster, I think, obviously, it looks like he should win this. Don't want to jinx it, but I think Foster will be going, right, I need to put an extra hour or so in than Kingston. I need to do a bit more to gain that edge because he's rapid.
I agree, mate. It could be that it's just the season of the Aston, because, I mean, I think Dom must have had a little mistake because he was a lot closer to beating, but how fast has Dom looked in the Aston Martin? I mean, we know he's fast.
Very
anyway,
true.
But it's just, that car looks so alive this season.
It's definitely something to ask about the Aston because it's fast. And I've not. Did we see many Astons last season or season before?
No,
No.
it was very rare. We might have seen 1 or 2, but the 1 or 2 that we saw weren't anywhere near
Were as
the
dominant,
pace.
yeah.
So I think this is the thing, though, isn't it? We've seen it with a couple of cars. Oh, that was Kevin DeHaan around there. Yeah. And he,
he's caught someone as well.
That was Subber in the background. Ah, that's a shame. But that's another position gain for Alex Kingston, P9. This is too easy, isn't it?
Yeah. Get yourself on there, Aaron.
Oh, wow. No one wants to see that. There's a move going on there in front of Alex. That looks like Alan and Bart. I'm going to go on board with that if I can. Alan in P8, he's slowed down a little bit there. Oh, he's gone for the switchback, the old switcheroo, as David Croft would say. But he had a little bit of a tank slapper there, and he's backed out of it. I don't know if that was Bart moving into P7 or Alan trying to get through into P7. Not quite sure there. But look who has just cruised onto the back of this as if they weren't even there. It's that man, Alex Kingston. I'm telling you now, Dougie, he's getting my driver of race 2.
Yeah.
He's absolutely getting it.
If he keeps this up, yeah. And I think we're moving from the nomination from race 1 because obviously we don't want a double driver of the day. Or driver of the race, should we say.
Yeah, absolutely, we'll do that. So, I'm going to flick back to the front because we've not really featured the front, guys. Adam Foster. I wouldn't say he's been lonely, but he's been in company now for pretty much most of the race. Beating an
And
Ingle.
that's what he used to.
Yeah, it is. I was going to say that Dom must have had a mistake earlier on because he was a lot closer to P2 and he's reeled it back in, but that gap was like about 3 seconds, 2 seconds, so he must have had a small error per se, but with 2 minutes to go, you've got to think that this top 3 is pretty nailed on.
I think it's good. I think it's going to stay the way it is, but I think Foster will be happy with that. I think it almost makes up for his race 1.
No, absolutely. big shout out to Lloyd Reed in P5. I think that's a fantastic result for Lloyd. And this guy as well, Graham Morris. He's driven really well tonight. It's just been a good combo for him. Not a stranger to winning though. He did win the the very first top 3 qualifying ban at Spa, the sprint.
Yeah,
race.
I was going to say, you took the words out of my mouth. I was about to say that, yeah, last season. Yeah.
So, yeah, no
So
stranger.
he has got the pace.
Yep, absolutely. He's definitely got the pace. And you can see in the background there, this isn't... I think that Kingston won't get the top 5 like we thought. I think if the race was maybe 5 minutes longer, he'd be all over it. But I think we'll probably... You might not be far off with P7, Doug. That's not a bad. It's not a bad shout at all.
See, my idea wasn't so silly after all.
Nope, you've been proven a man of wisdom. That's Graham.
Look, he's in 16th.
Oh wow! I can't believe it. Did you have a crystal ball? You've seen this race already, haven't you?
I'm impressed with myself.
I am. I'm profoundly impressed. I'm just curious. I keep seeing the gap between Adam and John go down. And it goes up and down through the lap, but I'm gonna stick with Adam because he started the final lap. I will try and flick back to Alex if I can. In fact, I'm going to do it now while I've got a little moment spare. So, still P9. I'm going to flick to the onboard because I think Alan might be about to get mugged into the chicane. I'm just looking at Graham, still P6. It's just there's more confidence in the corners and on the brakes. You can see how much later he's brake. I tell you what, you can't see much of, and that's the track in front.
And we haven't seen much of all that, to be fair.
He just run a little bit wide there. He'll carry that with him all the way through there. You can see Alan's able to just pull away. So,
and as again proved some of our points before, and little mistakes matter.
Here's a point though, Doug. Will Kingston have had ballast tonight?
He did have ballast. I think
so.
He has, in fact, the highest ballast anyway.
I was going to say he's had the ballast and he's still been able to go through the order like he has. That's really
30 kg of ballast. I think it needs to be some more ballast put on.
Yeah, they need the touring car level of ballast, don't they?
Stick an extra person in the passenger seat.
Oh,
someone's off. Stevens.
It's I think it was a Mercedes.
No, Prescott. Sorry.
Yeah. It might have been Prescott. So there you have it. Race winner, Adam
It's
Foster.
over already.
Yep, that's it.
What? Anyway, sorry.
That
away from my surprise.
It flew by, didn't it, that?
Yeah.
So yeah, top 3. Adam Foster, John Beaton and Dominic Ingle. Kind of stayed that way from pretty early on. So
and
well
Rich
done to those
predicted
guys.
that top 3, I think. Rich
Yes.
should say Foster, Beaton and Ingle, I think.
Yes, he did. So there we go. These guys know their races, and we can't argue with that one. So who else have we got? We've got Michael Mooney in P4. That's a very good result. And Lloyd Reed has crossed the line P5. That's another brilliant result. Alex Kingston P6 in the end, Doug. What happened there?
Oh, wow. Wow.
We missed it crossing the line with Adam. We're going to have to get some onboards from the guys because that's unbelievable. P6. I mean,
what is it? 0.079 of a second.
He must have pipped Alan on the line because it looked like the move was off. So
Alan will also be devastated, I think, to be pipped on the line as well.
Yeah, he will.
But imagine a haul of points from tonight for Alan and Rich.
Yeah, that's class for their constructors, especially after last week as well. So they'll be over the moon with that. Who else is a standout performer? Casasarash managed to get himself up into P11. That's good from the reverse grid. Not sure what happened with Beakhouse. We need to find out because that's really bugged me. That.
Oh, ZP 30 seconds added on and Balsili in the drive through, but we knew about that, didn't we?
I saw Zuber flash up with the drive through on the last lap, so that was always going to be a time penalty, sadly. But where did Shepherd finish in the end? P15. We've got Harrison in P16. Yeah. So I think we've just about covered most of what we planned there. Were you going to say something there, Luke?
Just looking in the chat, Jaden Harrison has just put in that Balsilia had no brakes. Is that what Balsilia got caught up in?
Oh, it could have been.
And he said, so sorry, so I can only assume Harrison may have caught up Balsilia in some technical issues.
Rich saying sorry Sheps as well, so I wonder if he had a little incident with Michael Shepherd.
Beaten, congratulating Adam.
Yep, it's nice that we can see all the chat.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Kingston P6, Lloyd Reed, we're as surprised as you, don't worry.
Yep. Lloyd, we don't know where on earth that's come from, but we commentator's suggestion is more ballast. All the ballast. I'm going to quit, and I'll tell you what, I'll return to garage. I'm conscious that if I quit, we're going to get blasted with Assetto Corsa music, and I don't want that on the stream. Have we got anyone joining us in the comms box yet?
Adam has literally just popped his head in now.
It's as if I predicted it.
Hello,
Welcome
boys.
back, Adam. That's
How you doing?
Yeah, we're good. That is a much better race too from you, mate. Can you talk us through any of that there?
Yeah. Obviously got the pole position, which I was got the drive through 2 minutes towards the end of race 1, which is a nightmare. I did not want that. I wanted a little break so I could come through the pack. But yeah, started on pole, and then I had John behind me most of the time within a second, and then I think he had an incident 3 seconds behind me, and then he just closed up so quick. If he'd have got past, he would have won. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with a 7th and a 1st.
Well done, mate. I mean, the drive-through was unlucky. We watched. We were on on your camera as you had your little moment at the chicane, so we did catch it. Just very unfortunate, but one of those things, isn't it? Anything can happen in the wet when it's like that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, especially I didn't realise how much it'd affect me going into the dark as well. Braking points change and all sorts.
Oh wow!
It did for me at least. It's like going to turn 2. There's like a line on the floor that I use in the night time. That's gone. So I was a little bit lost.
Sorry, mate. I'm just playing about with the menu. What else was I going to say? Oh, so Bart Tonks was P2 behind yourself. But then we noticed that he just dropped off the order. I don't suppose you saw anything in your rear mirrors, did you?
It sounds like John may have bumped him.
Right.
But we're not sure on that one, so...
Okay. Well, that would explain that one. What else was I going to say? I did have some... Oh, we were going to talk about Alex Kingston. So, obviously, started way down in the order and ended up finishing P6 with full ballast. We couldn't believe it.
Yeah. He's a quick guy. He's good.
We've made a suggestion of full touring car ballast, 100 kg on that Aston Martin needs to be slapped on.
If we could, we would.
But yeah, I mean, surely he's got to be a prime contender for this championship.
I believe so. Yeah, when we saw him in a practice race, he was rapid then. So yeah, this is good.
I was saying while we were obviously live streaming, and does it make you think I need to pull my socks up a bit and put a few extra hours practicing, or does it? Or does it most? Yeah,
it does.
I thought you would. I thought you got the kind of person where that means I need to put extra practice in.
Yeah, I wasn't putting too much practice into Donington because I knew that was a good track for me. But when he came out in first and then I ended up third, I was like, better practice this wet one. This one's going to be a good one.
There you go. I'm glad I was right on that one because I thought. I don't think you're a man. You don't like being beaten. I don't think.
No, it's not nice. But I have said from the beginning, I do want someone to beat me this season. But I'm going to go all out.
Though, isn't it?
It has. Looks a little bit weird. The owner of the league has won both seasons.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, we have a joke between us. It's like, yeah, come and join my league. Fight for second place.
It's good to have you back in in our comms box, Rich.
I feel like I need my own chair.
It's
no champagne this time, unfortunately.
No champagne. No, God,
that was an incredible result you got there, Rich. race one.
As you will hear back on the stream, I was a little bit excited at the end of that race. That was I'm over the moon. I'm well happy. That second one was horrendous. Really. I mean, we started from the back. Obviously, something happened turn 3 of lap 1, and there were cars all over the place. So I ended up going into the side of Paul, which said I had some light damage. Driving around on my own for a bit, it felt absolutely fine. I was like, that's all right, I've got away with that, I'll carry on. And then the moment I got within 4/10 of a car in front of me, suddenly I lost all front aero. So my front wheels were locking up, I couldn't turn. But it only happened when I was following someone. So it took me a lap or two to figure out quite what was going on, and I had a few comings together. There could well be some reports coming towards me after that race, but it was hard work after that. It was hard work.
That explains why you went up to 16th and then back down to.
We had I ended up. I think that was at that point. It was Wes. I think it was that I again tried to make an overtaking move and just had no front grips, and my front tyres locked up and I ended up tapping the back of him. So then I waited for him to go ahead as you should, and obviously at that point 3 other cars got past as well. But my priority was to let Wes in front because I'd taken it away from him. So that's what happened there, and then the same thing happened to Shepherd on the sort of second to last lap. Sort of again went to try and move and put my foot on the brake and nothing happened, just locked up and went straight into the side of him. So again, I let him go and drop back down again. But all about race 1 for me tonight. I'll take that race 2 as a baptism of fire. But race 1 for me.
On a positive note, though, great team points because Alan got a good result in that second race.
He did, and he was apparently got taken on the last corner. He screwed the last chicane up, and Kingston managed to get him, so he would have been 5th, which just would have been incredible. Absolutely.
It sounds like Dan may have hit him into the last corner as well.
Oh, really? Okay. I know that. I think Alan definitely had an incident in that incident I had with Paul. I think Alan started that off with, who's the DeHaan guy driving the blue Porsche?
Kevin DeHaan.
Kevin. There might have been an incident with him and Adam, so we need to have a look at that. But I think that's what started that off, and then a few others sort of got involved, and Paul ended up getting pretty heavily beat. But yeah, and then sort of Alan just kept it clean all the way, as I did race 1, and just slowly but surely picked people off, and ended up. It was really quiet on comms. It was only me, sort of bumbling around all over the place that was talking, and then I asked him where he was at like the third to last lap, and he's like, "Oh, I'm in 5th." I was like, "Okay then." So yeah, for the team, we've had a stonker tonight.
No, for any more.
It's sorry, Luke. No, still got some teething issues. Just trying to figure out who's talking to who. It's usually Mike leading the way, isn't it? We're not used to this.
Mike usually tells us when to speak, and that's when it all goes wrong.
I was just going to give an honourable mention. I know I did it like as soon as the race finished, but Lloyd Reed and Graham Morris, they had Graham Morris. It was a fantastic result for them too, wasn't it? I think they finished P. I wanted to say that Lloyd was P5.
Did he get that high? Yeah, no, Lloyd. I'm a massive fan of Lloyd. He's an incredibly clean, incredibly good driver. He's rarely involved in any incidents. The guy's just a complete mathematician. He's so clean. So yeah, no, we're a big fan of Lloyd, and it's nice to see Morris back. We didn't see him last season, did we?
He did a couple of races.
Yeah.
He wasn't regular. Yeah.
No, definitely good to have those back.
He did really well, and we know he's proven because he won the sprint race 2 at Spa, as we mentioned before.
That's it, yeah.
That's right, yeah.
He's certainly capable, and he proved it tonight in arguably probably the hardest race of the year, conditions wise.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is probably going to be one of the hardest. I mean, we've got Laguna at the end, but it's definitely going to be second hardest. That was really wet tonight, really wet, and the dark just added a cherry on top. That was pretty horrific.
We noticed as well the track temperature was absolutely freezing for that second race. Did that make a massive impact on the tyres or not?
It did to me, yeah.
Yeah, I caught it just before we started. I saw the temperature drop, so I upped my pressures quite a bit, and they actually ended up sort of coming up to pretty good. But it was only at the corner of my eye. I looked up and realised it had dropped like 7 degrees. So, oh crap! Better get on and get on and sort them. But yeah.
No,
No,
well,
but that was really good. I think actually, we've not had many races, but I think overall with all the seasons, I think that's some of the best racing we've seen as well.
Yeah,
yeah.
good.
Action-wise, anyway.
Sprint races do that, don't they? I mean, that's the joy of the sprints. It's people don't play the long game as much. It is hard, fast racing all the way through, which is I love sprint racing, I must admit, and it just does, like you say, just brings the urgency out of people.
Yeah, next sprint we got is Kota. So
Ooh, yeah.
that's going to be, and with some more tricky conditions as well. It's not raining, but I'll leave it for people's surprise when they look.
It's going to be a beast from the east. It's going to be -12 and snowing.
Wow.
go the other way. Go completely the other way. That's what it's going to be like.
It's going to be roasting, I think. So
Yeah.
it's that time of year, unfortunately. But it's shaping up to be a really good season. The new guys we got in that are really quick are one giving that man over there a run for his money, which is always welcome. And they've come in. We've got what 8 or 9 new drivers, all of them really clean. All of them racing really
good.
well. Like
Yeah.
even some of the really slow guys. You don't know that they don't drive like amateurs. They drive really professionally, and they're obviously just finding their feet. But yeah, it really is a joy to race with them.
Be interesting to see what the tables look like.
Of course. Obviously, the tables have all mixed up now as well because this being the second and third race tonight, it means that the Baltec Bronze League and the Legacy League will come into play as of today. So there'll be some new tables coming out soon.
So
see what the rookies are doing and what's going on.
The perfect people, can you quickly run down the leagues? I tried to explain it before, but I think I absolutely missed it. Can you give a quick rundown of the leagues?
Yes, I can. So you've got your main FDSR league, which is what everyone's in. It's the main championship. That is your standard, full-on championship. So that speaks for itself. Within that league, we've got 2 other leagues. We've got the Baltec Bronze League, sponsored by Baltec. This is for rookies only, so only rookies are allowed in this league, and this runs alongside the main league, so that they score in both. And it's for rookies only, and it's a bit like the Jack Sears Trophy and the BTCC. So as soon as any rookie driver gains more than on their second top 10 finish, they are excluded from that league straight away. Yep. So the idea is that it keeps the level at a certain. The skill level at a certain level, so that it is really purely for rookies, and it is a rookie kind of leveled league, and so as soon as someone proves that they're actually better than a rookie, if you like, they get excluded, so it's just for rookies. The other league, the Legacy League, is a bit like the previous AM League we had, so again, all the drivers are involved in the Legacy League, and as soon as any driver achieves 3 top 8 finishes, they're also excluded, so again, that will keep the skill level to a certain point, and have the slower guys in there. Just allows people to fight for some silverware and have their own little battles in a league without having to fight, the top guys like Kingston and Adam and that kind of thing, and letting them run away with the main championship. It gives everyone else something else to fight for.
Perfect. You made a far better explanation of it than I did. So
I've been working on this thing for months now. I still need to work out. I need to learn how to sort of trim it down a little bit, because it still to me sounds a lot of words. But yeah, essentially 2 leagues that people get excluded from, the better they are. Simple as that. There we
Perfect.
go. And we'll get some graphics done and have a look, because there will certainly be some people moving around.
We love a good graphic.
Exactly. I mean, Mike's already salivating. I know he's not here at the moment, but I've got spreadsheets. I'm waiting for it. He's sitting there. He's got all the things marked up. So as soon as he gets some results in, we'll get them going. But yeah, to be fair, a lot of the rookies are going to be straight out of that league anyway, because they're all hitting top 10s pretty regularly.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I personally don't have any more questions. I don't know if you do, Luke.
No, I'm happy to wrap it up if you are.
Yeah, I think that's a wrap, gents. I have apologised in stream for race 1, and I'll do it again for race 2. I didn't know the hotkey for a replay, so there's no replays. It's just basically all live action.
Boys, we're just so happy that you managed to take over from Mike. You managed to keep the stream going. You kept this going. That's all we can ask for. You've done us a massive favour, so thank you for that.
It's all right.
No problem at all.
I'm gonna try and sort it out for next week anyway, because I want if I can improve on this week, that's all I want. So
You watch, Mike's going to walk in with a pair of Honda keys and go, I'm racing next week, you boys can take over.
Brilliant. Anyway, we will call it a night because I am terrified that these video files are going to be huge.
Fair dues. Thank you again. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in the comms box. We love having you guys to talk to, and it's nice to get that insight. Thanks once again. I will end the recording now. Thanks one final time. Cheers, boys.
Nice one.